Well, hello, it's day 2 and we have this worksheet for you today. We are prepping snacks on day 2. So what we've got is we're making our snacks for the week. We're going to make dry ingredients for shakes. So what I do is I just take a shake recipe. I'll measure out the gentle sweet, the protein powder, usually a pinch of mineral salt. I put them in these little containers. These are mini bite containers from Walmart, but you can get anything like this just about anywhere. And then I will put these in just in my pantry so I can grab a shake, and then I just add the wet ingredients at the last minute. Sometimes I also make smoothie packs where I'll take bigger containers, slightly bigger, and I'll do frozen fruit and some Greek yogurt and sometimes cottage cheese, and I'll put those in containers and stick them in the freezer as well. Sometimes I can add gentle sweet to that. I typically don't freeze my protein powder. I don't know, maybe that's totally fine and I just don't do it. But making some little shake containers, you don't have to do a lot, is a really super easy way to get your shakes ready and save some time in the morning. We're also making a THM snack. So before I make the snack, I'm gonna show you, I also want you to choose store-bought backup items that you keep stocked in your house, add them to your grocery list. Oh, I almost said a really bad word and that would have been terrible. I did not mean to say that. Your grocery list for the end of the week. So at the end of this challenge, after you've made all the stuff, you're also going to be buying the things that you write on the worksheet for your store-bought, quick and easy grab-and-go items. Again, that's when we're doing my boot camps. We talk about THM in survival mode and THM in like thriving mode, where you're eating the most slimming foods. What we're making today is super slimming, what I'm making today, hopefully what you're making too. But the store-bought items are great in a pinch. They help you stay on plan, they help you lose weight. It's pretty good. I put some ideas there for you. I have tons of snack ideas at thewellplannedkitchen.com too if you need them. So what I am making is ultimate e-bars today, and I have some tips for you because I have heard from too many people that they've burned out their food processors making this one. So I'm gonna tell you what I do. I don't exactly follow the directions. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera just a bit so you can see my food processor. This is gonna be a loud one and I'm gonna be a little bit at a distance. So what I do to start, when I make ultimate e-bars, they're on page 432, or maybe 424. I think it's 432 of the Trim Healthy Table cookbook. I printed this from the membership site. That's why I have this instead. So if you are making this, you are going to notice that there's oats in it. So when you're making the oats, it can burn out your food processor if you're not careful. So the first thing you do is you brew the tea bags. You'll want to get your own recipe. I'm not going to give you all the recipe details because it's not my recipe, so I don't want to be sharing it illegally, I guess. I don't know. But you'll steep some tea. So I did that. So I steeped the tea in here in a big glass container. And then I add the other ingredients. But while I have the tea steeping, something that I always do is I go ahead and you're gonna add some tea just from tea bags. I add the tea from the tea bags, you just kind of dump it in, to the oats and the protein powder, and I give it a little blast here. Because I'm telling you, it's a lot of oats, and it's nice to have them in big chunks, so if you go slowly, it's not gonna do too much, but you don't wanna overdo it. So I just pulse it a few times, and then I will add the other ingredients. So I've got cocoa powder here, and I'll just dump that in. I have the gentle sweet. I have the collagen. It uses like 9 tablespoons of collagen, so there is a lot of protein in here. And I add the baobab powder, which gives it a really, really good, almost kind of berry-like flavor. I love it. So then I will put this on, and I'm just going to blend it a bit. And then when I see it all turn brown, so remember the key is to get the oats blended up a little bit first, then add the other ingredients, so it's out of order. I do not add kombucha or kefir water. Even though the recipe says that you can, they're just not my favorite. I've never put them in this recipe, and this is one of my favorites. So then I will slowly pour in the tea. Okay, so see how it's getting all shaky? So I slowly pour the tea in. You can see all the nuts, all of the oats starts to struggle, I turn it off. So it started to struggle, but see, I had pre-measured everything so that saved, so that saved some time for sure, but it actually does not take that long to make this recipe, especially if you blend the oats first. Now, this happens to me 100% of the time with my food processor, so my apologies. Okay, so now that I've done that and it's all mixed together, I just go through and I know it says in the recipe to put it in a bag and all that. You can if you want. I like to just get my hands dirty and just mess with it. I got the coolest thing, and I'll give you guys a link to it. This is a bar mold, I guess, like a cupcake mold. So I just scoop it out and kind of squish it in the mold. And then I'll put it in my refrigerator. These are great. So these Ultimate E-bars are super healthy, super slimming. I'm sensitive to caffeine. I don't know if anybody else is. So I actually only eat these for breakfast and lunch sometimes. Just because, and I'm throwing food now, isn't that awesome? Just because I am not wanting to have a lot of caffeine at night. So I will squish this into the mold. If you don't have a mold, you don't have to use a mold. You could do all kinds of stuff. I've in the past done it in cupcake liners. I've done this in, I just kind of squished them into a bag and just like ripped off chunks of it like a barbarian. If you want to be a barbarian, you could do that. Completely unrefined and ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just scooping it out. I press it in the mold. It is weird how it works so well. Sometimes I will add a little bit more liquid. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on what I'm feeling in the moment. At this moment, I'm not feeling like I need a lot of liquid. But see, it's just kind of crumbly, but if you squish it together, it looks disgusting. Just kidding. This is a great recipe. If you squish it together, it looks like something that may not be extremely appetizing, but I promise you it tastes good. It really does taste good. So I will squish this into the molds. I'll get another tray of these going. These are a little bit smaller, so the serving size is 8. These are smaller. So my bars, my little mold thingies here. So I will go ahead and have 2 probably, depending on how hungry I am. I do have to say that my shirt is weird and it makes my skirt look really short, like shorter than it is. So my apologies for that. I'm not being indecent, I promise. I should show you guys. I won't subject you to that. It's definitely a longer skirt than it looks like. But I did notice when I was walking over there, it was riding up a little bit and I got super self-conscious. So just ignore me. Just pretend that none of that happened. Just look at the bars. Look at the bars that don't look very appetizing. No, they are really delicious. So this is one of my favorite e-breakfasts. So I'm prepping these again. So this took, if I'm measuring everything on its own, I mean, like without doing it ahead of time like I just did, this recipe still only takes like 10 minutes to put together. So I will just, remember, do the oats first, blend everything super quick, throw it in there, get it out, put it in the mold, put the mold in the fridge, and then I can just pop them out one at a time when I'm ready to eat them. And they're really tasty. Again, there's like the baobab gives it like a citrus flavor kind of, but it almost tastes like there's fruit in it that's not citrus. I don't know. They're delicious. This is one of my favorite e-recipes. So you're going to make an e-snack today. You're going to measure out just the dry ingredients for whatever shake you choose. And then you've got snacks for the week and it's going to be great. You're also going to choose your store-bought snack ideas. That's also going to be great. So thank you for joining in. This is day 2. We will be back tomorrow for day 3. Bye.